Alright, well, hello everyone. My name is anarchyasf, and today I'm going to be speedrunning for you a multitude of different Wolfenstein games, but today, for right now, I'll be playing the Old Blood. Um, so yeah, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and get into it. This game has a lot of cutscene at the very beginning, so I'll take that to explain. But yeah, we're going to go ahead and get into it. Time is going to start as soon as I skip this cutscene.
Pass through blood spilled by warriors. I feel the winds from the gathering star.
Alright, and ready to go.
I hope you don't mind the
Alright,
weight of the
so
world on your
this is
shoulders eating
Wolfenstein: The Old
Moskowitz.
Blood. This is
I've got
the
pretty
second
solid
game
shoulders,
that
Agent
Machine
Well,
Games, kind of a tongue
we're
twister there, that
losing the
the
bloody
game studio
war.
Machine Games
Nobody
released
told
in
me.
the Wolfenstein
HQ's put a
Alt
tight lid
Timeline
on it.
collection.
General Death set is
This
manufacturing
is sort of the
unstoppable
second
killing
attempt
machines
that
in a secret compound.
a game studio sort
One of
of
his
tried to do to
lieutenants, Commander
revive
von
the
Schabbs,
Wolfenstein
was keeping
series.
the folder mentioned in your
Um,
mission briefing ahead of
Machine
basic
Games
operations.
obviously a lot more
Thus, Wolfenstein.
successful than sort
This
of
folder contains
other
the
previous
location of
attempts,
Death Set's compound.
mainly Activision's
Could be our
Wolfenstein
last
09.
chance, this. Before the
But
Nazis wipe out all that's good in the world.
basically,
America
the Alt
never
Timeline
faltered.
collection, or
All
series, or
right.
whatever
Here's the
you want to call
checkpoint.
it,
Remember your
is
cover.
aptly named
Commander
because it
Franz,
explores an
Nazi
alternate
bastard from the
timeline
SS in Frankfurt.
where rather than the Allies beating out the Axis powers during World War II, the Nazis sort of win. So we sort of explore that throughout the other games in the series. But this one in particular is the second game that they released. It's sort of a prequel to everything else, and it basically spells the beginning of the
Vielen Dank.
end for
Wiedersehen.
the Allies. Basically, we're going to spend this game trying
You and me,
to
Moskowitz. What a good team.
stop what would be the
We can do
catalyst,
this.
for the
Hey,
Nazi
look.
victory.
You're German?
However, unfortunately,
Frankly, it's
we kind of
atrocious.
lose. So.
So no talking. And keep your gun holstered for as long as you can. The papers Kester
A lot
prepared
of this
for you are in the
beginning
glove box.
portion is
There.
exactly just that. It's a lot of sort of cutscene where we do a
Okay,
couple button presses, but it's a
let's
lot
go.
of sort of sitting around
And
waiting. So
remember, stay
we're kind of just
focused,
gonna hang out for a little bit.
stay quiet, and follow me, right? Commandant Franz aus Frankfurt. Guten Morgen. Guten Morgen.
I will say, however, when it comes to cutscenes, this game is way less egregious than some of the other ones. This is a glitchless speedrun, by the way. All the runs that I'm going to be doing for Wolfenstein uh, this morning, I guess now, it's about 3 a.m. where I am, um, is they're all going to be glitchless. So we're going to be watching a whole lot of cutscenes. Uh, the third game in the series, the New Colossus, is definitely the most egregious. We're going to be hanging out there for a little bit with cutscenes numbering in the 6 and 7 minute range of us just doing a whole lot of nothing. So. At least for this game, a lot of the cutscenes are really humorous, so I'm actually going to let this one play out in a second, just because it's so funny. That right there is Rudy Yeager. He's one of the sort of duder antagonists for this game. It's split up into two parts, so um, yeah.
Die Papiere bitte. Augenblick, warten Sie. Aus Frankfurt. Sind Sie Frankfurter?
Ja, ein
Hot dog. Bro was so flabbergasted that he literally just said hot dog to him. That it had to be a joke, because there's no way.
Die werden sich wundern, wenn wir an der Macht sind. Weiter.
Hot dog.
Kreta.
Anyway,
Bei Fuß.
wonderful cutscene. So that was Rudy Yeager. He's going to be the antagonist for the first half of this game. This game is split into two parts.
Hot dog.
So we'll be dealing with him this first half of the game, and then after we finish that, we're going to be moving on to Helga, who we're going to hear about in a minute here. Also, that's Wesley, by the way. He's going to be our... so basically, we're agents for a made-up group called the OSA. I forget what it stands for at the moment, but it's based off a real allied sort of group who were working together to get intel and do stuff to beat back the Nazis. So this is Wesley. So he's also known as Agent 1. We're BJ Blazkowicz, the sort of hero of the Wolfenstein series. Then we'll also be meeting Agent 2 later down the line.
Death's Head himself, as a key member of the SS Paranormal Division. You know, I had the misfortune of encountering her on a mission to Tanzania. Did I ever tell you about that, Blazkowicz? Was sick with blackwater fever at the time. Possibly the worst day of my life. Not even a heavy diet of whiskey could improve my condition, if you can imagine. Anyway.
Right, so we're kind of just hanging out right now. I'm gonna
Helga owns it.
actually keep letting him talking.
Research center.
He's talking about this is Castle Wolfenstein, actually, which is really cool. It's actually a really big castle. But what he's talking about the other antagonist of the game, Helga, who is the leader of the SS Paranormal Division. This game is sort of different than the other games in the All Timeline series, where a lot more of the sort of mystical, paranormal aspects of the series are brought back, which they kind of put a hold on for the other ones. So I will say this game is pretty wonderfully different. This game released a year after the New Order did. New Order was 2014. This game was 2015. It's very similar. It's the same engine, same weapons and such. It's very similar, but this game, they managed to do enough different things that this game and this experience is actually really different. And it's really unique. I would definitely recommend playing this game if you either haven't or you've played the other ones and have sort of skipped out on this one.
Okay, inside the elevator.
Roger that. Guard spotted. Going in for the kill.
Right, so we're going to be getting into our first bit of tech in this run. As I said before, this is glitchless, so we're not going to be doing any real fancy kinds of glitches and stuff like that, any like out of bounds and stuff. So we have to settle for other things to make the game faster. And what I just did right there is called a checkpoint reload. Or that's not actually what it's called, but I kind of just gave it that name because it's pretty self-explanatory. This game is of the sort of older variety, so it doesn't actually allow you to save the game whenever you want, which though it would be convenient. This checkpoint system does have its own set of perks. That being that sometimes the game actually creates saves for events in the game before the said event in the game actually happens. So what we just did right there is it made a checkpoint for the door being open and stuff before the door was actually open, so we were able to skip ahead a few seconds. So yeah, and we're going to be taking advantage of that a couple more times to either skip forward or to reset things like weapons, which we'll see
Pathfinder calling Landseer.
in a
Come
couple
in,
minutes.
Landseer, over.
This is Landseer speaking. Over.
Landseer, we can't find Lucy's present. Over.
Pathfinder, I have new information regarding Lucy's present. Rendezvous with me as soon as you can. We will discuss further. Over.
Roger. Pathfinder.
Alright, so what we're about to get into is our first sort of big shoot-'em-up section. The thing with speedrunning, and the whole point of this game, is it's supposed to be like an action shooter, where we're, beating the Nazis back, and, we're beating the crap out of them, for lack of a better term. However, when we speedrun this game, we do a whole lot of not actually killing them. We do a whole lot of, running past them, and it's amazing how many sections in these games you can just skip by, not killing any Nazis. So, there are a couple sections in this game where you're actually sort of required to do that. So, that was one of them, and there'll be a couple more, I think, two later down the line. But, yeah.
Look, I found a way out. Come here. I'll help you out.
Careful. Careful.
meeting Kessler in the village tavern.
Roger that. Here we are.
Alright, and this is pretty much the end of the prologue. So you'll actually see the chapter markers after this, because it shows you, unlike the other ones. So we just got owned, unfortunately. So basically what we're doing is, as part of this mission that the OSA agents are on, is we're trying to find this folder that has the location of another antagonist, General Deathhead. And if we find his location and take him out, we can actually stop the advancing Nazi war machine. However, as I said, and there wouldn't be any more games in the series if it were, that easy. So yeah, we're basically on this hunt for this folder, and it's going to be taking us all the way around the world, pretty much, in a metaphorical sense, at least.
You done messed up now.
So as you saw on the title card, this is part 1, which is Rudy Yeager and the Den of Wolves. So throughout this first part of the game, we're going to be dealing with Rudy Yeager and his shenanigans. And this first chapter that we're in is called Prison. So basically, he put us in Wesley, Agent 1, in jail. So we're going to be busting out of here. One of the new mechanics that this game adds, like I said, that makes it so much more unique than its counterpart, is this pipe weapon and the mechanics that this adds. We're going to do one checkpoint reload here. And yeah, so this pipe is both a weapon and a tool. We're mainly going to be using it to... or reload there. Those doors, you have to turn. They're powered doors, so if you touch them, they will shock you and kill you if you touch them too much. You can't get shot while you're turning the power down, or else it will stop you from doing it. I'm going to reload this again because it looks like we're getting some bad RNG with these soldat, which is unfortunate. So we're going to be getting through 3 doors here. This is the first one, and then there's one more, and then there's going to be a third one. And then after that, we're pretty much scot-free. I'm going to let this guy turn around. And we'll hit this door. And then the last door, we're going to do some manipulation of where the soldaten are. So we can get them so they won't shoot us in a way that we can't open the door with. I remember learning this when I was first speedrunning this game a couple months ago. This section right here seemed like impossible to do. So we're going to intentionally get hit there, and then we should be scot-free for the rest of the store. So, yep, nice. As I was saying, yeah. Trying to get that door and not get shot seemed like impossible, but literally if you kind of just watch the world record and you do it the way they do it, it kind of just works. I don't really know how else to describe it, but it just works. So we're gonna kill these 2 soldat in here. That way we can open this door uninterrupted. We're gonna boost off that one, nice.
Before, back in Death's Head's X-Labs.
And basically we're just going to be navigating throughout these prisons, throughout this prison, and then we're also going to be going through the dog kennels as well. The part 1 of this game is called Rudy Yeager and the Den of Wolves because Rudy Yeager is he's the kennel master, or whatever you would call it, I guess. He has a soft spot for dogs. You might have actually seen in the earlier hot dog cutscene. He has a favorite dog. Her name is Gudeta. She's an albino German Shepherd, so he definitely has a soft spot for his dogs, and as we'll see, he. I was trying to think of how to describe it, but he does a lot of things for them, even the not so humane. Or take out that soldat and see if I can get a cool boost off him. Got a little bit of one there. Alright, so if you could actually hear the dialogue going on there, Rudy said that it was dinner time, his darlings, and there's a very unhappy person. It's sort of implied, actually not even implied, like you can literally, there's a body right there, but Rudy feeds his dogs human meat, so real interesting guy. Alright, I'm gonna hope I don't get caught by the dogs here. They like to sort of get in the way. There's a lot of them here, and you'll get locked into an animation if you do, but we got lucky there, nice. You might have seen it with the first dog, but it's really annoying if you get stuck in a cutscene with them, so. I was gonna hope I don't die here. Nice. Alright, so that last part was kind of, we passed by the kennels before that, that was kind of the dungeon. But now we're going to get into the prison sort of proper, and what we're trying to do is go rescue Wesley.
Wesley, I tell you about Aunt Sarah. Diagnosed with dementia during college. Medication made her drowsy and strange. Those eyes of hers, like dirty windows on some derelict shack.
Alright, also here we're also going to see our first big puppy, I guess.
Found you.
As you might be familiar with some of the other titles, there are big robotic dogs, and Rudy, who is a soft spot for dogs, is not without one. So there's that one. However, we're gonna just slide right past him just because. We actually got lucky there too, because sometimes if you don't time that, I guess jump over the box there to get to the dog, or get to the door. I mean, the dog will get you stuck in an animation, and you're supposed to have a gun on you. However, because we're speedrunners, we don't pick any guns up, so you kind of just get out there. But nope. Alright, so what we just did there, or at least attempted to do there, was boat jump, where right there, what you want to do optimally is get on that railing and jump onto the boat and clear the water entirely. However, I kind of suck, so I missed the boat, but that's alright. Basically, we're gonna get our escape here. It's kind of unfortunate when you miss boat jump, just because it saves a whole lot of time, because having to swim in the water is, of course, costly in terms of time. But the worst possible thing which could have happened and didn't is sometimes you can miss the jump here and have to climb onto the boat, and then there's a little gap in between the boat and the ground, I guess, on the other side, and sometimes you can fall into that gap again, which is like the worst feeling ever. But that didn't happen, so we're good. What we're doing right now is sort of just a bit of an auto-scroller here. Just because, why not, I guess. I'm just hanging out. I will say that this auto-scroller sort of lets you appreciate the landscape of this game. It's really beautiful. Snow-covered mountain and Castle Wolfenstein. Like, wow. It's kind of gorgeous, actually. But anyway, we are coming up on the end of Chapter 1. We're about to hit Chapter 2, which is aptly named Docks. So, yeah. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and skip that. Alright, so here's Chapter 2 Docks. Basically, what we're trying to do is get into Castle Wolfenstein proper.
Don't worry, Wesley. I've got a plan.
And as we'll see in a minute, it's got a really big door, which of course is going to be locked. So basically, we're going to be finding our way around the docks to open up the big locks on the door. And kill these guys out here. Oh, I missed one. That's alright. This first side we're going to do significantly easier because it's kind of just... we're going to go for swim. To actually show off another bit of speed tech here, which is called straight swimming. Basically, if it kind of works like how a... what is it? SR40 in Doom, I think it is. Where basically if you look to the left and then spam your sprint key while you're in the water, you will swim way faster than normally, which is really cool. I know personally, I've been running these games, the alt timeline games, for the last year and a half or so. I don't actually know, but I always knew that strafe swimming was a thing, but didn't really know how to do it. Didn't really know that the key to it is mashing. I had to go into the trenches pretty much to try and find that. I managed to find a text tutorial at least for it in the YouTube comments for like 3 or 4-year-old speedrun of the New Order, which is pretty funny. So. Alright, so we've already done the first half of the lock on the door. We're not going to do the second. This one, of course, can't be easy peasy lemon squeezy. Of course, it's got to be difficult, difficult, lemon difficult. I'm trying to do a cool little trick here. Don't think I got it. Oh, maybe I did. Basically, there at that door, the dog will lock you into an animation. Of course, we don't want that. So what you can do is you can throw a grenade at the ground and then activate the door. And while you're in the animation, you won't take damage. So the grenade will kill the dog, so you can get right into the hatch there without getting locked into an animation after, which is pretty sick. However, sometimes it either doesn't work or you just get owned, I guess. But that time, I don't even think it hit the dog. I think I just got really lucky, so sick. will say that the wall climbing mechanic is pretty cool. However, it's kind of unfortunate when stuff like that happens. You've got to like physically like do the climbing thing with your mouse, which is cool in theory, but it's kind of annoying sometimes for, of course, if we're trying to do this fast. Sometimes you can accidentally, goober it up if you don't do it right. Alright, so that is pretty much stocks done. We're gonna go ahead and get ourselves into the castle proper. And we're gonna hope that this guy who likes to be in the way is not gonna be in my way. He's in my way. Unlucky. We're gonna pull this out. Alright, so that was docks. And now we're gonna get right into Castle Wolfenstein proper, and I'm gonna do a pretty big, well, not big I would say, but one of the kind of sequence breaky type things we can do. So I'm gonna see if I can get this first try. Oh, I missed it. Unlucky. We'll try it again. So basically, what the goal is to actually, I'll see if I can get it, and then I'll explain it. Oh, unlucky. We'll try it one more time. If I don't get it again, we'll just do it the way you're supposed to do it. Nice. Alright, so what you're supposed to do there is there's a big Soldaten, big guy there, and you're supposed to kill him, and then you're supposed to shoot a whole lot of Nazis, and you're supposed to open a door. He's in my way, unlucky. You're supposed to do a whole lot of stuff there, but what you can do instead is you can grenade that railing on the stairs and jump onto it and basically skip doing all that, which is pretty awesome. However, it tends to be really finicky sometimes with the way that you have to jump, so sometimes it can take a few tries, but the try isn't too bad. So what we're going to do now pretty much is just make our way through Castle Wolfenstein and see if we can find our pal Wesley. And also hope none of these guys come my way. He got in my way. Unlucky. Okay. Okay, there we go. Sometimes that section can be a little finicky. If you don't jump into it and jump onto the box there at the red spot, it just won't let you. Alright, sick. So we found Wesley. Now we're gonna be off into a cutscene for a little bit, so
Wake up.
we got some time to hang.
Come on. Wesley.
Blaskowitz,
Yeah.
some dire straits we've gotten ourselves into, eh?
I don't know how you pulled through it, soldier. Come on. There you go.
I have a secret trick. Count to 4. Inhale. Count to 4. Exhale.
You got it.
You should try it.
Interestingly enough, one of my favorite parts about this game in particular is they had the foresight of having made having made the first game first, so
I was a bit worried
they
that
had
it
the
was a
information
data. Right.
for that game available when they were
When
doing
I
the
was
prequel,
hungry, I didn't want the
which
flesh to go
sometimes
to
doesn't
waste. I'm
happen.
sure you understand.
A lot of things in
You
this
sick
game
little Nazi
you can
fuck.
find are like directly tied to stuff in the New
Little
Order,
Nazi fuck.
such
You
as
are a funny man,
what that
full
trick
of
that
class when
Wesley
you are
just
a
taught
boy, I would
BJ
guess. Well, the funny ends here.
actually comes up like immediately
My father
in the
died
New
of
Order,
electrocution.
which is pretty
Such
cool, at least
accidents
to
were
me.
not unusual at the coalfields of Ruhr Valley. I remember my uncle telling me that he was
I'm also
standing
gonna let
in
this cutscene play
water
just
that
because,
happened.
again, it's
Water is
just
a
really funny.
conduit for electricity.
Um,
And what is in our
Although I
bodies?
think a lot of these
That's right.
sections aren't like
Water.
intentionally like funny, I
When
like
I press this
they just end
button,
up being like hilarious.
electricity will flow through your body, carried by this water, and it will cramp up and you will feel the most intense pain you've ever felt in your life. If you do not want to feel this pain, which is
Like there is
completely
a joke in this one,
understandable,
but even the part
you
that's
need to
not a joke is
answer
kind
my
of just really
question
funny.
without hesitation. So, who is your contact in the village?
Claws.
Claus.
Who is this Claus?
Santa
Santa Claus.
Claus. Even that's supposed to be funny. That's just like one of the hardest lines of all time. Also, this is like the way he just. It's just really funny.
Your
Like it's
cousin
not funny, but
Boniface
it's funny.
is talking will. Why do you insist? Your boys are dying out there on the beaches and the fields. It's pathetic, like pulling the wings off an insect. Your war is lost.
When I break free, I will fry you in this chair till you die.
Youch.
Count to 4. Inhale. Count to 4.
As we'll come to see throughout this game and a lot of the other ones,
One last
BJ
time,
has
then I will
probably the
tell you
craziest
who
plot armor,
is
like I think
your
ever.
contact.
This dude can survive like literally anything. We just took a pipe to the knee.
Yes?
A lot of different,
And when I'm done with you,
I guess,
I
big
will
rocks
kill
to the
your
head.
dog.
I don't know how dude it manages to stay standing throughout like 4 different games. Alright, so that's Rudy Yeager. Unfortunately, he's not dead. He kind of got away, but
Killed your fucking dog.
such as happens sometimes. So now we're gonna have to bust out of here too. So I'm gonna do some counting here, just because we need to kill 12 Nazis exactly for that door to open and for us to go to the end of this level. So do 1, 2. It would help if I killed them. 3, 4. 5, 6, I think. Sometimes they also don't spawn immediately, which is also annoying. I think that's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Oh, it opened, nice. I also missed that grenade, so that's cool. Then kill this guy. Sick. Alright, and that is chapter 3. And now we're going to move on to the last chapter in this game, or in this part of the game, and that is aptly named Escape. Also, I am going to let this cutscene play just a little bit. Do note BJ's lack of attire. Do note that.
No hill for a step.
He has no shirt on. Do remember that. It's not relevant at all, but it's funny. I would be sick if I had more than 1 bullet. That was really cool. But anyway, let's get to our sick, awesome escape sequence. Because what kind of action FPS game would this be without one? Alright, so now I'm gonna show off just a silly little thing, I guess. Like it's not like a trick or anything, but one thing you can do here while we wait for this door to open is crouch. It's literally just crouch. Basically, when they shoot at you, they shoot head height at you. Especially that big guy right there. He can only shoot head height at you. So, yeah. So if you crouch here, they get stuck on this. Their bullets won't actually hit you, which is pretty funny. So now we're just gonna hang out in this air. I don't even know what you'd call this, like a tram or something, but they're just gonna hang out here while we do our sick, awesome escape sequence. And I'm gonna set a weapon there, just so we can make this go a little bit faster.
Shut down the power. Need to get it back up again.
Alright, let's ride. Awesome. Alright, so we gotta get through sort of I don't even know what you call this. Like a control tower, I guess. Get this moving again. Once again, beautiful scenery. There's I think that's Paderborn right there. It's beautiful. But anyway, we're not here to look at scenery. We're here to escape through whatever means necessary. And again, what kind of escape sequence would this be without whatever this is? Yeah, that's crazy. So, like I said, craziest plot armor of all time. I don't even know how you live that. I maintain that BJ's like noggin has got to be full of like soup or something, because there's just no way. Anyway, so now we are in the sort of catacombs here. Which is actually really cool. If we weren't speedrunning through it. And we're gonna hope this soldat up here doesn't knock me off anywhere. Sick. I'll never forget, this is a core memory I have of this game. Speedrunning this for the first time, and this dude right there, he can, when you get too close to them, they'll try and like stiff arm you in a direction. And he hit me to the right, which is where there's a wall. But if you go on the other side of him, he'll hit you to the left, where there is a void right there. So, and when it does that, sometimes rather than like doing like a loading screen and stuff, it'll just, you know, load you, try and put you back close enough to where you just at. And basically, I got stuck in like a loop of him just like stiff arming me off the edge like 3 times in a row before it figured out that what maybe wasn't supposed to happen. Alright, we're gonna climb up this wall here, and then we're gonna do another checkpoint reload. That way we can get up this wall just a bit faster, and we can also reset our pipe, which is another reason that we do that. Oh, I fell, wow. That's crazy. Alright, let's try that one more time. Let's not fall this time. Yeah, it seems really easy, but you know, sometimes we all have goober moments, so. Anyway, let's get through here. This guy. I kind of didn't mean to do that, but they were in my way, so cool, I guess.
BJ.
Awesome. I'm gonna go through this sort of road section, which you might have noticed. This is where we came in here at the beginning of the game. I'll take these guys out here. Took those guys out. Next we got a big Soldaten guy. Do that. Didn't get the quick kill, but that's okay. Hope I get this checkpoint fast. Come on, there we go. Sometimes that checkpoint takes ages to load. Here we are reunited with that silly, really big robot puppy. Hope he doesn't get in the way. Oh, there we go. He'd be a bit of a nuisance there, but wasn't too bad. Now we're just gonna make our way through Paderborn, I believe this is, and reunite with Kessler. You might have heard him earlier on the radio. This is where we are. He's our village contact, so we can try and find this stupid folder.
Ich bringe Sie zu Herrn Kessler.
What's your name?
Annette, what is yours?
William J. Blazkowicz, U.S. military.
Do people call you that?
Absolutely not.
Father used to call me Billy Boy.
Billy Boy. Billy Boy. Billy Boy. Seltsamer Name für einen erwachsenen Mann.
Some people just call me BJ.
I like
Ladies
it better.
first.
You look like a BJ.
I think I have the wrong guns equipped for the moment, but that's okay.
William J. Blazkowicz, U.S. military.
Can't actually change them while we're in this cutscene, but that's okay. We're gonna get a really absurd amount of health right now. Alright. I usually want to use, I don't have the rifle out now, but my shotgun's had no audio. I'm gonna reload these real quick, just so they'll be useful for the boss fight we're gonna have right after this. This is gonna be our sort of second sort of shoot 'em up type beat, I guess.
Lock this door. Don't open it until I say it's safe.
I'm gonna let him come all the way in here, just because if you don't, if you kill him, and while he's still jumping in the window, he will get stuck right here. And you can't see, which is the absolute worst. So yeah, we're just gonna shoot these guys up, really. Nope. Those grenades. Oh, nice, nice one. But grenades are helpful for taking out. They usually like to spawn together in big clumps there, so kill these other guys, and then that should be the last one. It would be nice if I had ammo again. Alright.
That's it.
Now for what is probably the
Nazis
most
are all dead.
pathetic boss fight I think I've ever seen in my life.
Never mind.
Like, before you know the trick to this, it's actually, you know, like a decent boss fight, but this literally takes about not even 30 seconds. Oh, well, if I don't goober it, but I kind of... Okay. There we go. Right. Usually you want to pre-reload your guns and stuff, but I kind of mess it up. But if you do that right, what you can do, what you're supposed to do is you're supposed to shoot at his little powered up pylons, and then
Sorry about your friend.
Thanks.
you're gonna shoot at him and then peel the armor off. You're gonna peel off both of his arms and then his chest piece, and
about the girl?
deal enough damage to kill him. But what you can do there, and
I
what
mean,
you kind of
what's her
saw me do,
story?
is you can just shoot the pylons and then peel off the first piece of armor, and then if you shoot at the exposed part of his arm, you can just deal enough damage to kill him, which allows you to finish the boss really fast. And that's pretty much the end of chapter 4 and the end of the first half of the game. This run is really top heavy, so after this we're going to kind of be just moving towards the end pretty much.
Frierst du, meine Liebe?
Mir geht's gut.
Get in, Agent Blazkowicz. We should...
Alright, let's ride.
My things! Oh, thank you.
Alright, here we go, part 2. The Dark Secrets of Helge von Schabs. And chapter 5, which is Wolfberg.
Agent Blazkowicz, you're looking for OSA Agent 2. I called ahead to say that you were coming. Agent 2 knows where Helga is.
Good.
So much death for a silly folder.
Absolutely.
Find it.
So Kessler
Maybe
sort
a whole
of,
lot
put it right. So we kind
Me
of
and
had to
Annette
abandon the
will
idea for a
hide in
minute,
here.
but we are going to go back to looking for
I
that
stole
folder
some
so we
radio
can
devices from
find
the
out the
Nazi
location
pigs.
of Desset,
We can use them to communicate.
who is
Take this
another major
and get out of
antagonist.
the boat and help me
And
push it under the jetty.
the main villain for the New Order. And I also, I can't remember if it's Return to Castle Wolfenstein. I think it's Return to Castle Wolfenstein. Excuse me. And, which is the other one he's the main sort of antagonist for.
Market Square, northwest, behind the tavern.
But anyway, what we're going to do is we're going to go to find OSA Agent 2, who knows where Helga is, who has the folder that we need. So, we're pretty much going to do that. And I hope none of these Nazis get in my way. Sick.
This place is infested with Nazi pigs. You should be careful. Do not kill anyone unless you do.
What's that? Kill as many Nazis as I can. Can't hear you, Kessler. Lots of static.
Add the coffin sort of ruined everything, but anyway. We're just gonna make our way over to Agent 2. And I pretty much almost called it a day on this chapter. The rest of this chapter is pretty much all cutscene.
Didn't our seats and singing in moonshine.
Open the gate to the side of the building. There's a key underneath a large rock. Use the basement window.
Sick. I have to say, it's pretty funny how
Bloody
much
hell.
use we've
Where's your
gotten out of
shirt? Your
a
hands
pipe
inside.
that we got in a dungeon.
You're Agent 2.
It's
What, about
Nurse Inga now.
3 chapters ago?
Rest
Use
your
that
feet
thing
for a
for
moment.
literally
Have some tea
everything.
and biscuits.
So
Also, this is
where they
Osage Agent 2,
transferred
by the way.
you.
This is Pippa.
Yeah,
So,
6 months now.
she's gonna help us out here.
Haven't seen you since the London HQ party.
Oh, that was a riot. Wesley spilled beer all over my Bristols. Clumsy twit.
I tried to save him, Pippa.
I know you did, love. I'm sorry. This is not the time for maudlin stories. Listen, I know what you're after, Blasco. The man in my bed over there is one of Helga's Nazi flunkies. Before he took a little nap, I loosened his tongue.
Owned.
The folder you're searching for is located in Helga's room at the Wolfberg Tavern. Now, apparently, she's quite the wine connoisseur. Pose as a waiter, and maybe you can get close to her. But for God's sake, put some bloody clothes on first.
Right, so, what's pretty hilarious is throughout, the last, chapter, pretty much, no one absolutely acknowledged at all that, BJ has had no shirt on this entire time. So, he's pretty much been running through Wolfberg and, doing the whole escape sequence, pretty much naked, which is hilarious.
These hinges are rusted. Come help me with this, Blasco. The tunnel is a 9.4 meter swim to the well in the tavern's backyard. Return to me once you've obtained Helga's folder. And don't you fucking drown on me now, you adorable tosspot.
The second hilarious part about this is, since we gotta go for a swim, it's really funny that, when we get in there, no one is gonna acknowledge that BJ is, like, gotta be, like, soaked. Which adds to the sort of comedic part of this. And that's not even the funniest part about this entire encounter we're about to have.
Cousin Wilma owned the dive bar in Mesquite. Earned my first dollar there. Spent it all on rock candy. Sweet, sweet candy.
Shout out these guys, just sort of hanging out. So we're gonna kind of just gonna ignore them all. We're actually gonna get to this door that has no collision, which is pretty funny. So yeah.
Genug jetzt von diesem Quatsch, Helga! Generalstrasse will Ergebnisse sehen.
And there's the folder we've been trying so hard to get. So yippee, we did it! Yay!
Rainer, verdammt nochmal, jetzt lassen Sie mich doch erstmal meinen Wein genießen.
Generalstrasse will Ergebnisse
Let's get out of here.
Zur Ausgrabung der
You know, and then we, take 2 steps, and of course it wasn't ever gonna be that easy, unfortunately.
Wie heißen Sie?
France.
France.
And this is Helga,
Mein Cousin
who is
auch.
the main antagonist.
Fasziniert
She's
Sie
a
das,
real
Franz?
interesting individual, I'll say that.
Als Kind habe ich meine eigenen Karten gezeichnet.
So,
und im Wald bei uns zu Hause nach
yeah.
Schätzen gegraben. Ja, so konnte ich allein sein. Und dann bekam ich auf einmal Polio. Ich war Monate ans Bett gefesselt, hatte schreckliche Träume.
I will say one thing that Machine Games has done. They've done a lot of good things with their take on the Wolfenstein games, but the greatest thing I have to say is, or one of at least, is
Ich habe nie aufgegeben.
making the antagonist so like horribly like unlikable. Like they all just like
Haben Sie Ihr
suck.
Schicksal in der Hand?
Which is I mean that's the point. But
Nur zu.
we'll see with Death's Head, and we'll see with Fire Angle. They all are just like horrible individuals. And Helga, although she doesn't really, I mean she's weird, but Uh, she just
Köstlich.
gives me the ick really bad.
Sie
I don't
haben
really know
einen
how else to put
interessanten
it, but
Akzent.
she. eh.
Köstlich. Das ist der
Although she
erbärmlichste
does
Wein,
have
den ich je
her
getrunken
moments. This
habe.
game is, like I said, very like kind of,
Der ist sauer, um
even though it's like
Gottes
sort of
Willen.
intentionally funny, in some spots it's also really unintentionally very funny as
Trinken
well.
Sie aus.
Helga is
Man riecht
the
es
source of some of
sofort.
these.
Wie feuchter Keller. Muffig. Ein Hauch von Rosine. Und der Geschmack. Süß wie Portwein. Ein Rotwein sollte nicht nach Port schmecken. Sowas würde ich nicht mal meinem ärgsten Feind vorsetzen.
Helga. So shout out that guy in the painting. I would love to be him, just hanging out in the German Alps.
Sie Ihre Zeit mit diesem Banausen.
Because, my dear, incompetent Shriner, he's not a waiter. He's a spy!
Youch.
You really think I would be impressed by your atrocious German? Now give me the folder, Franz! Oh. Behalten Sie ihn im Auge.
Right, so, remember when, way back when, at the very beginning of the run, Helga's title was revealed. She's the leader of the SS Paranormal Division. That sort of rears its very ugly head, at this point in the game. So, for lack of a better term, everything's sort of gone to shit, and, so we're basically gonna be playing COD Zombies pretty much for the rest of this game. So basically, what was going on is she was
What secrets are you looking for, Helga?
she's big sort of I guess history buff, I'd say,
Kessler,
and
can you hear me?
was digging
Helga's
into some
gone.
things she should
Took the
not have
folder
been
with
digging
her.
into.
I'm coming back
And
to the boathouse
basically,
now.
here's where the title of
Do you
the Old
copy?
Blood comes into play, because basically they just unleashed a very old
Jesus Christ.
blood curse into the air. So yeah, there's that, I guess.
Kessler, come in. You read?
So basically,
Fucking gadgets.
as you'll see here, every sort of person that dies has a chance to become zombies, or what this game calls them, shamblers. So we're about to unfortunately see here with Pippa.
Oh no. You deserved a better fate than that.
So we're gonna make our way out of here. This guy. Hopefully I can get out of here with that. Youch. I was gonna say hopefully I can get out of here without things getting too crazy, but such tends to happen.
Listen, Helga's gone. Took the folder with her. She's digging up something beneath the church ruins. Must have been
Nice.
what caused this shitstorm. What's your location?
Oh, I missed the other boat jump, but that's alright because it saves right there, so sick. Also, yeah, rip Pippa. I would have loved to see her throughout more of the game, but unlucky. Anyway, also another very fitting cutscene here. Where we gotta go? So basically, we're gonna go regroup with Knight Kessler. Also, at this point, it's like literally raining Nazis, so. I have to say, when I first played this game, I really did not know what I was getting into. I was kind of flabbergasted. Really.
Gotta find a way to get to them.
So right here, this game also provides a sort of, if you played the other games, you'll know that there's a timeline difference in those games, where there's some differences based upon who you save. This game sort of has that in a condensed version. It doesn't actually make a whole lot of difference. Here you can either go to the... We went to the right and we saved Kessler. Oh, I didn't mean to do that. Or you can go to the left and go save Aneta over there. But you can only pick one. And it doesn't have any kind of difference at all in this game, so they kind of just did it just to do it. But it's cool that there's the option nonetheless. I don't even really think there's a timing difference, at least for the speedrun. I kind of just always go this way.
But every drop spreads ripples across the water, no? If you choose to do nothing because you feel insignificant in the grand scheme of things, you might as well be an ant.
Period.
And if I die, I know I will have deserved to meet her again.
I'll come with you.
No. Best if I go alone. You stop Helga. First, help me open a way through the blocked doorway.
So we're gonna let Kessler go here, and with that, we're pretty much almost at the end of the game. Like I said, this run is really like top heavy. Like the first half of this game, part one, is like when you compare it to like the time that it takes, is like, I want to say like 2/3 of the run. And fortunately, we couldn't save Aneta there.
It's supposed to end this way. I was a kid. We had a monster in our basement.
Anyway, as I was saying, the first part of this game is like, I think like 2/3 of the speed run, and the second half is like the last like 20 or so minutes, I guess, compared to the first half being like 40. So what Wolfenstein game would we have without having a mech section? So yeah. We're just gonna kind of do getting swatted at here, and then ditch this thing because it's really slow. So. Oh, the guy spawned in here this time. So this guy in here kind of decides whether or not he wants to spawn sometimes, so he spawned that time. But it doesn't really matter because we do checkpoint reload there just to get some of the guys to go away and to get that to the spawn closer to us. Right, next we go on a sort of field trip here to this key. To unlock the door so we can proceed forward. And hope we don't goober this up. Oh. Right.
I'm here, Kessler.
Sick.
What's your status?
Status is airborne. I took over at Zeppelin.
Alright, we're gonna do another little kind of mini sequence break here. Jump over that. What you're supposed to do is you're supposed to run all the way around this sort of area, but you can just jump over that thing and skip it, which is pretty silly. I am gonna shoot at least the ones that show up in front of me. Oh, just so I was gonna say so I could save some health here, which will be kind of important going into this last chapter. So this is the last chapter in the game. So yeah, like I said, this game it feels the speedrun, it feels kind of slow in the beginning, but once you get towards the end, you know, we really get going towards the end. So I'm gonna hope for some good RNG here, because this last chapter is where runs tend to go to die. So. So, I mean, we'll be alright regardless, but... this is where most of the silliness tends to occur. So we're gonna open this door here, and then we're gonna go to into the mines.
Digging for Helga.
Kill this guy here, and we're gonna hope that soldat, you can see him shooting at me, moves out of the way, because he tends to not do that. That guy. He's actually Russo. Oh, he moved out of the way. Nice. Basically that like area. If he moves out of the way just slightly, it's just big enough for you to squeeze through it. But a lot of the time, as I said before, the big soldat, they like to swat at you, and they'll like try and stiff arm you away from them. So that tends to happen, and oftentimes they'll kill you before you can get past him. But he moved, so that was sick. This one we can just jump past. Not really a big deal. I'm gonna do one last one of these doors here and hope they don't shoot at me. I've been having some issues trying to do this lately, but I think we're good. Oh, he missed. So sometimes they'll get onto you, but they'll miss you just enough times that you can open the door there. But now we're gonna go through the crypt here. Start moving towards the end of the game. Nice. Nope. See some strife swimming, my beloved. So fast. Nope. Alright, and here we're going to be coming up on our last sort of shoot 'em up. So what we gotta do here is we're in this sort of fancy crypt thing. And we gotta wait for those stairs to come all the way down so we can get up to the final boss room. So we're gonna just kind of be hanging out with these shamblers until they, okay. And like COD zombies, they will run at you. So we're gonna just be hanging out over here and kill them before they get within running distance. Because when they hop up on you, it's kind of like terrifying, actually. Like, you tend to want to jump up on the stairs as soon as they come down there. It's pretty elaborate, and especially towards the end of it, you'll be faced this direction, so you can't see when they get super up close to you. It's terrifying. See how far we are up here. Alright. Almost to the final boss room. Get some last kills in. Go refill my ammo. Youch. Alright. Yeah, so we're just gonna hang out here. I don't get too close. I don't have more grenades, so. Ooh. There we go. Oh, I didn't want to do that. Oh no, a trap. Damn, that sucks.
Friends. Mein
Friends.
Opa. Sie können Ihre Finger nicht vom Feuer lassen, ne? Aber diesmal verbrennen Sie.
Youch. Right, so we're gonna sit through a pretty lengthy cutscene. Well, it's not that long actually, but after that, we'll be coming up on time after we start the boss battle.
What have we here? Ja, Das hätte uns etwas Zeit erspart.
Ich verstehe diese Symbole nicht.
Oh, Fortuna, so strange and unpredictable. I could just...
Ew.
I feel like I'm a child again, digging for the treasures in the woods. This moment will put me in the history books amongst the greatest of adventurers.
You'll always be just another Nazi.
Period.
Sehen Sie, Schreiner.
Ja, aber es ändert nichts. Bisher konnten Sie weder mich noch General Strasse beeindrucken, Helga.
Meine Güte, Schreiner, Sie sind ein solcher...
Also, how about this view? I love being upside down.
Der Code auf König Ottos Karte entspricht genau den Symbolen hier auf diesem Podest.
Also, right, so, when it comes to the main story, what we've been doing this, or what they've been trying to do this whole time, is, this whole paranormal thing with this blood curse, was, basically, there's this big old creature down here, as we'll see here. This guy, who's sort of just been hanging out down here, who they've been trying to find. So, yeah. I kind of just like to call him the creature. A tasty meat treat.
Na bitte.
Right, so this was Helga's idea of sort of her idea of what they could use to win the war for the Axis powers. But you know, you can't really have your cake and eat it too. So yeah.
Egal. Zeit zum Fressen. Anna, Bicke!
So Alright, so let's do this boss battle and let's finish the game. Hopefully I get good cycle here. Yeah, so what we want to do is shoot him in the mouth here, so he does that. That's supposed to be his weak spot, however, it tends to be really silly and finicky and stupid. I'm also gonna hope I don't die here either. Nice. Right, and come on, pal. There we go. Alright, we're gonna be coming up on, and this is time.
You don't understand.
Yippee!
You never were in control.
Right, so there goes that. That was the creature. And that was Wolfenstein the Old Blood Glitchless. It's funny that as I said, this game sort of one thing I like about it so much is that it really serves itself as a prequel. There are a lot of things you can see that show up in the later games that they, of course, had foresight to put in this prequel. And this one I like so much because literally the end of this, pretty much this very end of this is is like right before the beginning of the New Order, which is really cool. But the funny part is that we did that whole thing with that creature and it never comes up again. So yeah. But anyway, that was Wolfenstein the Old Blood. I hope you liked it. And if you did, we'll be back in about 2 hours or so to run the game after this, Wolfenstein the New Order. And then a couple more hours after that, I will be running the sequel to that game, New Colossus. So, yeah.
Can you believe it?